Today, we have a story that many might relate to, especially if you've ever felt caught between dreams and comfort. Meet Jake, a 30-year-old guy with huge dreams, but not much drive. Stick around until the end, because Jake's story has some important lessons about ambition, laziness, and finding balance in life. Once upon a time in a cozy little town, there lived a man named Jake. Jake was like many people his age, brimming with ambition. From a young age, he dreamed of starting his own business, traveling the world, and making a difference. He often spoke about his grand plans to his friends over coffee, his eyes sparkling with excitement. Imagine a cafe with bookshelves, a cozy corner, and fresh coffee, he would say. People can relax and have a great time. His friends would nod enthusiastically, encouraging him to take the leap. But here's the catch. Each time Jake was faced with the first steps of action, he would freeze. The thought of putting in hard work felt overwhelming, and instead, he found comfort in sitting on his couch, scrolling through social media. It's hard to focus when there are so many distractions, he often told himself. But deep down, Jake knew he was just being lazy. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months, while his dreams collected dust. One sunny afternoon, Jake met an old friend named Sam at a local park. Sam had always been the type to chase his dreams. He was working hard on his startup and was bubbling with success. "Hey, Jake, how have you been?" Sam asked, with genuine excitement. "I'm good. Just thinking about my cough idea," Jake replied with a shrug. Sam's smile faded a bit. "That's great. Have you started working on it?" Jake bit his lip, hesitating. "Not really. It's just, I want it to be perfect." Sam looked thoughtful for a moment. "No one starts perfectly, Jake. You have to begin somewhere, even if it's small." They continued talking, and as Sam shared his journey complete with mistakes, failures, and learning moments, Jake felt a spark of inspiration. But inspiration can be fleeting, especially for someone who struggles with moving forward. In the following days, Jake made a few sketches and wrote down ideas for his cough. But as night fell, he slipped back into his comfortable routine, binging on shows instead of taking action. The ambitious plan slowly fell off his mind again. One evening, while he was lost in thought, his grandmother called him. They used to be very close, but Jake had neglected to visit her lately. "Jake, dear, I haven't seen you in a while," she said cheerfully. "Why not come over for dinner?" "Sure, Grandma, I'll come," he replied, feeling a little guilty for not visiting more often. When Jake arrived, his grandmother welcomed him with open arms and a warm, delicious meal. As they sat at the table, she noticed Jake's distracted expression. "Is everything all right, dear?" she asked gently. Jake sighed. "I have these big dreams, Grandma, but I just can't seem to start. I'm afraid of failing." His grandmother paused, considering his words. "Jake, you know what? Life is full of risks. I remember when I opened my flower shop. I was scared too, but I took the leap. Sometimes, you just have to jump in." Her words struck a chord within him. "You're right," Grandma, I do fear failure, but maybe I should fear regret even more. That night, Jake couldn't sleep. His grandmother's advice echoed in his mind. He realized that dreaming without doing would lead to regrets later in life. He decided it was time to change. The next morning, instead of scrolling through his phone, Jake grabbed a notebook. He wrote down a simple plan. He'd start with small steps, researching locations, learning about cough management, and even trying out some recipes. No pressure, just a chance to build rather than wait for some mythical perfect moment. As the weeks passed, Jake stuck to his plan. He visited local cafes, talked to owners, and took notes. Each conversation inspired him more to keep moving. Little by little, he felt the weight of laziness lifting. He was transforming his dreams into tangible actions. One day, he met his friend Sam again. "Hey, Jake. How's the cough idea going?" Sam asked, a big smile on his face. Jake beamed back. "I'm actually working on it. I've been researching and planning. It feels really good." "That's amazing. I'm so proud of you," Sam replied. They chatted about ideas and plans, and Jake felt a surge of motivation. He realized he wasn't just dreaming anymore, he was creating. Soon, Jake found a small, charming location for his cough. It wasn't perfect, but it felt right. He took a leap of faith, signed the lease, and decided to call it the Cozy Nook. He painted the walls, set up furniture, and even stocked some of his favorite books. As the opening day approached, Jake felt nervous. What if no one showed up? What if people didn't like his coffee? But deep inside, he remembered the lessons he'd learned from his grandmother and Sam. On the opening day, to his surprise, a decent crowd gathered. Friends, family, and even curious strangers came in. Jake served coffee, shared laughs, and felt a warmth he had longed for, connecting with people through his passion. Over time, the Cozy Nook became a local favorite. Jake thrived. He learned to embrace mistakes and failures as part of the journey. He took pride in his growth, understanding that success was not just about the end goal, but also about the journey and the lessons learned along the way. Reflecting on his story later, Jake thought about how easy it could have been to remain on the couch dreaming but never doing. Instead, he chose to act and create a life he loved. What about you? Do you ever feel like Jake? Have you put off acting on your dreams? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey with Jake. Life is full of ups and downs, but every step counts. If you found this story inspiring, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. We'll be back next with another meaningful story. So don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell. Until next time, keep dreaming and doing.